Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo. And we're here today with a mod spotlight inside of Arma 3. So every time I put up an Arma 3 video, I get a ton of requests. What's your mods? What mods are you using? And the fact is, we're using way too many. Mods are always being swapped out, they're always being swapped in, we're always testing things, I'm always testing things, weapon add-ons, different modular systems like combat space environment that just recently came about. There are so many things being switched in and out that I never seem to be able to actually sit down and put a solid list together. I am trying to do that actually though, because there are a few things that have become mainstays for when we play Arma 3. Certain core mod elements, certain alterations. I'm going to put together a list for that. Hopefully I'll have it done by the end of the week, and I'll throw it up on the Arma videos from now on. You'll see it in the description. You guys can go ahead and click on it. There'll be links to everything, and it'll be a really easy way for you to find out and check out for yourself exactly what mods I am running. Now the big thing I wanted to do was start showcasing mods that we specifically use on a regular basis, ones that stand out, that impress me the most. Not just weapon add-ons like we're seeing here today, but also, again, complete sort of modular changes to the game, whether it be the medical system, the repair system, animation system, everything. There are so many mods out there that do such a wide variety of things for Arma 3, and I really wanted to sit down and pick apart the ones that I've spent the most time with, that I've found everyone should know about on any level of Arma. Today, though, we're going to take a look at the HLC AR-15 pack. Now, Toady2K is the username that I see over on Armaholic. Not actually sure if that's the person behind this, but he is the person that seems to be the creator of all of these HLC mods. So the HLC mods are essentially this huge pile of weapon add-ons. It's not just the AR-15 pack. There's a G3 pack, there's an AK pack, there's an M14 pack, and there's a lot of other packs that I probably haven't named, but they are some of the best weapon models that I have seen for Arma 3. They are outstanding, and the AR-15 pack has some personal rifles in it that I find personally very attractive and just very cool, and I was very excited to see them find their way into Arma 3. Specifically the one we're looking at here, the BCM Jack carbine, that I never ever would have thought in a million years that I would actually see inside of any game, much less Arma 3, so that was pretty damn cool. So I want to give a shout out to him. I'll have links for all of the stuff that I'm going to talk about today in the description below. The cool thing about weapon add-ons is, much like maps and missions, you can actually now go over to the Steam Workshop, click subscribe, and get these weapon add-ons inside of your Arma 3. You don't actually have to go mess with mod folders. It's that simple. So I'll have both the Armaholic link, and I'll also have a Steam store, the Workshop link, in the description below. So however you like installing your mods, you can have a chance to go check these out for yourself. So let's go ahead and take a closer look here at the BCM Jack carbine. Now, if many of you may not be aware, the BCM Jack carbine is a AR-15 platform that was manufactured by Bravo Company. That's what BCM, Bravo Company Manufacturing. It was designed in collaboration with Travis Haley. Travis Haley is a ex-member of Blackwater, an ex-Special Forces member, and he is also a very prominent member of the tactical community when it comes to training, not just on a military level, not just on a law enforcement level, but even on a hobby level, you know, on someone who just does it because they enjoy it, because they enjoy firearms and they want to train at a different level with them. For whatever reason, he is there to sort of help people understand, you know, what method is, there's not a best method, but there is, in his mind, you know, the method that he's using right now that he finds to be the most effective, and that is ever changing, and that's what he's all about. So to actually see a rifle system that he helped design, you know, show up in Arma, to me was just the strangest thing, but nonetheless I was very, very excited about that. And if we take a close look at this, you'll start to understand the level of detail and quality that you will find on all of the HLC weapons packs. So right away we have the Travis Haley Dragonfly logo that anyone who knows Travis Haley will recommend, will notice. We also have the Bravo Company markings. You can see with BCM with the star. We also have it on the bolt inside of the receiver there, you can see. We have the full location where it was designed. We have Gazelle Automatics in Norristown, PA. We also have the number there for the coding, and the thing just looks great. BCM on the barrel right there. I believe we have Magpul flip down sights. If we go ahead and roll over to this side, we'll see some more BCM markings. Extra detail, numbers all over the place. There's just an extensive amount of detail put into this rifle, and again, this is the same across the board with all of the HLC add-ons. It's why I was so impressed with them. It's very hard to find weapon add-ons for Arma 3 that just fit the level of detail where it doesn't feel like it's breaking the immersion of the game, actually. I mean, there's a lot of weapon add-ons that I pick up and the textures feel so off. They don't match, like, you know, Arma. They feel like they belong in a different game sometimes. And for me, that's a big let-off. Now, the other big thing about the AR-15 pack is that while we do have some rifles that run 300, including the AAC Honey Badger, which actually runs 300 Blackout, all of the remaining rifles are 5.56 based. So I believe there's actually 6 different types of 5.56 ammunition that these can all run, that are custom ammunition types that come with the HLC AR-15 pack. The nice thing is that these are interchangeable then. So in the current mission that I'm running for Zeus, we have this campaign going, and I wanted everyone to have, for the most part, the same type of ammunition when it comes to the sort of foot soldier platform. You know, if you're not a support gunner, if you're not the recon or the marksman, I want you running the same type of ammunition as everyone else in your group. That way you guys can have interchangeable magazines, and there can be more of a focus on ammo conservation. I don't have to give you guys like 50 mags. You know, you can share. So look at what ammunition you have and decide what sort of engagements you can actually go and engage in with the amount of ammunition that you have. And are you going to come out on the other side with a comparable amount of ammunition to go ahead and survive any future encounters? So that was really the big focus. And when I saw the AR-15 pack, I was just like, this is what I need to use. This is perfect. So the Jack carbine, again, looks absolutely stunning. We'll hop in and fire a few rounds off on it so you guys can get an idea of the sound of it. You'll also notice animations for the firing selector from auto to semi. That is a feature that is available on all of the HLC pack weapons, where it matters, of course. Not every weapon has a fire selector. Go ahead and switch into full auto. The sounds are pretty good across the board again. You know, there's some of them that I like more than others, but at the end of the day, they're good. And I don't expect anyone who's like making a mod for this game to go out and get professional recording equipment and, you know, and record like accurate, full, real-life weapon sounds. The other nice thing is the reload animations. Reload animations are really, really well done. They're as good as it gets for a mod, and to me, they're on par with what Bohemia already offers, which really isn't that great to begin with. So it looks nice. It's nice to have an actual proper ammunition magazine reload, you know, actually slapping the bolt, closing the bolt shut. It's just, it's really well done. All of these rifles come with their own suppressors. All of the attachments work on them. So any attachments that are available in Arma already will run on these without any issue. I've also seen some cross-mod capabilities, mostly because I believe HLC Core, which is the core mods that are required to run the HLC packs, also uses ASD joint rails. So ASDG joint rails, sorry. So that makes a lot of sort of, you know, mix and matching with the different optic add-ons that are out there by different members of the modding community. The next thing I want to take a look at is to show you guys a little bit of the diversity here. You know, we have the AR-15 Magpul carbine. This is like, you know, this is your ultimate CQC rifle system. So again, it uses 5.56. You have all the different available ammunition types that are available on the BCM Jack carbine, but you have a much more short barrel type rifle system. It also has a Noveski, yes, actually a Noveski flash suppressor system on it. So just really, really nice details. You've got the Magpul angled foregrip. The bolt is operational on all of these weapons. You'll see it actually functioning and moving and ejecting rounds. Looks very, 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 very well done. We'll also have some Magpul markings on this side. And in general, it's just a nice little tight, compact AR platform. This is sort of what I've given to the medic role as well as to the engineer role. You know, people who most of the time are going to end up engaging targets at really close range, at least when compared to other members of their fire team, because they're always in close, you know. Maybe the engineer is planting explosives on a tank or on a building or on some other type of device. He's hot-wiring a vehicle. He's disarming explosives. The medic is sort of on the front line, you know, getting as close as he can sometimes to not only revive other members of his team, but perhaps to revive a civilian or some HVT. Tons of different scenarios that I can throw those people into. And for me, the AR-15 Magpul carbine, just, it felt like it fit really well. And again, 5.56 interchangeable magazine between teammates. There's also a sanitized version, so essentially the paint has been stripped off. It looks really cool, you know, if you want to go for a more rustic, like, you know, sort of Fallout style look, you could do that. And then we go to the other side of things, and we have this wonderful, if I can just find it hiding out down here. There we go. The RRA LAR-15. So this is a long-range AR platform, a DMR essentially. This is what I've given to the Recon class. Because the nice thing about this rifle is that it's still full auto. It has its full auto capabilities are retained. You know, it has really nice iron sights on it, so you can have them running a scope, and then perhaps they get stuck where they're forced into a close quarters engagement. They can pull the scope off, they can run the irons. They still have that full auto capability, which in Arma is sometimes very, very useful, especially when running 5.56. But again, it's just a really, really well designed rifle. It also has this really hilarious, you can't see it right now because the backpack's cutting through it, but it's a tiny little anime girl holding a rifle of the exact same type. My favorite thing about this rifle, though, is it's a visual appearance. You have the two-tone receiver, you know, the black and the gray, the tan receiver, and then the black upper body. Then the rest of the rifle is black, and then you have this wonderful two-tone rail cover system. It just looks so exotic. You know, it's great. Just nice small details in this rifle. I think is why I'm such a huge fan of it. And of course, you actually have the full-on bipod there. It's not usable, but if you're using a weapon resting modification, it's, you know, gonna work anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. Let's fire a couple rounds off with this thing though. So while it is 5.56, if you shoot somebody in the head, they're still gonna die. So, you know, it's not like it's completely it's not the super weak weapon. Go full auto with it. Again, reload animation, the exact same quality as the Jack carbine as well as the mag pull. Really, really like it. Now, when we talk about 5.56, a lot of people are going to start asking probably about the damage. You know, how much damage does it do? To be honest, I just don't pay attention to those things anymore. There was a long, long time ago when we sort of gave up on worrying about damage models and, you know, how weak 5.56 was, and I just became better at Zeus and better at designing these missions to the point where it became irrelevant for the guys on the ground. It's not even a concern, you know, they don't care that their weapon's 5.56. I never put them in a situation where 5.56 is going to somehow, you know, make the game unfair. And they've become so good at engaging certain scenarios and certain targets that it doesn't matter to them. You know, they put themselves at the advantage, they can put multiple rounds on target, they can get the target down on the ground, whether it's armored or not, with 5.56 without it being an issue. So I stopped concerning myself with damage values a long time ago. Not to mention, when you're using all of these different mods, it's not reasonable to actually sit there, go through someone else's mod, and modify the weapon damage just to make it work for you. You know, I kind of just get over it. 5.56 works just as well as anything else in the game if you're putting yourself in the proper situation when engaging targets. Let's take a look at one more of these rifles. So this is the AAC Honey Badger. As I said, much like the AR-15 300 Dissipator and the Bushmaster 300, it fires a 300 round. This actually uses 300 Blackout. Now the one sad thing that I cannot show you is the built-in suppressor that the Honey Badger comes with. Now normally, I don't believe many people take the suppressor off the Honey Badger. You probably purchase it, or however it goes, and there's a suppressor on it, because the suppressor is about half the barrel actually. The idea being that you want to have a really large suppressor because it'll keep the rifle as quiet as possible. However, if you run a normal barrel and then attach that suppressor to it, you're going to have this huge overall rifle length, which is terrible. That's not what you want when you're looking for this, you know, tight, compact rifle that would be used for nighttime, whatever, you know, close quarters, silent engagements essentially. So instead the barrel is very short, and then the suppressor takes up the remaining half of that barrel, only coming out about 2 inches from the end of the foregrip here from the rail system. So it's sadly, it's just not working. Virtual Arsenal's not letting me bring up a lot of these add-ons for these mods, but believe me, it looks great with it, it sounds great with it, and you can of course fire it without that suppressor. You don't have to have it on. And just like everything else, it is extremely well modeled, looks great. There's about 3 Honey Badgers in totally available as add-ons for Arma 3, and this is the only one worth getting. I'll tell you that right now. I've checked out the other ones. The models are either not finished or just terrible, and the sounds are just unbelievably bad. So if you're looking for a Honey Badger, you need to have one to play with inside of Arma 3. This is the Honey Badger that you want. Now, as I said, guys, there's a lot of other HLC mod packs. There isn't just the AR-15 pack. There's a G3, there's an AK. There's a ton of stuff. The best way to go check that all out is either to click on the links that I've given you. That'll take you to the AR-15 mod pack. You can then look at the sort of connecting mods available to that if you're on Steam, or you can just search on Armaholic for HLC, and I'm sure you'll come up with all of the different mods created by Toady and all of the other guys that helped work on the HLC mod packs. I cannot recommend them enough. They're just a nice change of pace if you're looking to sort of, you know, go back in time. Because as we know, the MCM rifles are sort of the new futuristic style rifle systems that Bohemia has given us in this future world of Arma 3, but sometimes it's nice to just go back and check out the AR-15 platforms, check out the M platforms, and if you're looking for some really great AR-15 platforms, this is the pack for you. Again, the variety you have here. You know, we have the Colt carbine with the grenade launcher. We have the standard Colt carbine. We have the Bushmaster. You know, there's so much here that you'd be crazy not to download this pack if you were on the look for M4 AR-15 type weapon systems. Cannot recommend it enough. Now, in the next Arma 3 mod showcase, we're going to be taking a look at combat space environment. I don't want to tell you guys too much about it, but if you want to go do some research on it for yourself, it is an upcoming mod that has pretty much been created, I think, mostly because of the Make Arma Not War contest. That was the first time we really saw it. I imagine those guys, of course, are just interested in getting it into the Arma 3 modding community. It's already available on alpha. Check it out for yourself. We'll be taking a deeper look at it next week in the next Arma 3 showcase. And if you guys have any more questions about anything you saw here, any questions about Arma 3 that you'd like to ask me in general, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.